Hey guys, Will the Art here, and today I have an awesome unboxing on the new for 2025 Guardian of the Gourds. Now, I've been a huge fan of this prop ever since we got the original leaks back in March. I'm just a huge fan of the character. I love pumpkins, I love Victorian style characters, the top hats, the canes, everything, and he's got it all. The face sculpt is amazing. Not the biggest fan of the eyebrows and such, but I just love this character as a whole. And even better than the character he is his price for only $150 Canadian and $130 American. This guy is probably one of the best budget props, even arguably better than Soul Slasher, who I already loved. I'm really excited to get into this guy. Now, today's unboxing is going to be a little less thorough than the previous ones. I'm probably just going to do a time-lapse unboxing because I really want to get into this guy. Now, I was also fortunate enough to pick this guy up today because I had my eye on him for a while. My store got him in stock last week and I kept waiting on it. You know, they had 13 and then they had 8. And then slowly went down, and I left last weekend and came back and there was 4, and I checked this morning and there's still 4 of them in stock, and then I checked at lunch and there was 1. So I hurried over to my Home Depot as fast as I could and picked up the last one here. I also filmed an update, so check that out. But yeah, without further ado, I love this character. I'm very, very excited for this unboxing, and let's get to taking out all of his parts.
I sense the presence of unsuspecting souls. Step closer and embrace the shadows that dwell within. Your fate is sealed, for you have trespassed into my domain. The night is alive with fear. I can smell it in the air. Come closer. Let me feast upon your terror. You cannot hide from the darkness. It claims all who dare enter my realm. The winds carry whispers of doom. Can you hear them? You have entered the garden of despair, and you shall never leave. Soon you will belong to the shadows, just like the others before you. Step forward, foolish mortal. Your curiosity has sealed your fate. I welcome you to the land of eternal night. The shadows hunger for a new soul, and they will not be denied. I see you've wandered too far this time. The darkness knows your name now. It is waiting for you. Once you enter, there is no escape. You are mine forevermore.
So there he was, guys, the new for 2025 Home Depot Guardian of the Gourds. This guy is just absolutely amazing. As I said originally, I think he's still probably the best budget prop, and if you're just starting collecting animatronics, or you're just a fan of pumpkins, or really if you're a haunter, you should own this guy. It should be on your list. It is such a good price, probably one of Home Depot's best. I know that might be a hot take for some people, but for a starter prop, this guy has it all. He has a very nice durable metal frame, some nice plastic parts, no latex to worry about, essentially outdoor rated to whatever degree you decide. I'm personally going to put him outside, but I won't leave him in like heavy rain, but he is for the most part completely water resistant, though Home Depot doesn't advertise that anymore for whatever reason. This guy is just so well built, the best thing you can buy for $130 or $150, depending on where you live. Going over some more of the details here, he has very, very nice straw hair. This is your typical fake straw used on a lot of props. He has a very, very thick, very, very nice plastic head. The jaw is actually incredibly thick too. It's like a couple centimeters around here. And they painted the inside, which looks amazing. The eye lights are nice and probably some of the best LED eyes out there, because they're not just cheap little LEDs and little eye cavities. It's actually got a layer on here to illuminate it, and it just looks great in the night. And it doesn't actually illuminate too much of the head. It does illuminate a bit on my model, and we'll get more into the face paint later. It's the whole situation. The clothing is an amazing quality. It's very, very thick. It has filling all in the hat here too, and a little bit of extra detail there. The robe or cloak, whatever you want to call it, is a very, very nice thick material. There's lots of filling in the arms too. The hands are very thick. They are a bit finicky to line them up. This one's actually not sitting where it's supposed to, but it works. And then of course the raven hand, the raven staff looks amazing. I love the stick, how it's all bent. The base and stuff is good. That's not really a detail though. And then the final thing I want to get in, I don't see a lot of people talking about this, is his cape. Now I absolutely love this cape. It looks amazing on him. It's unfortunate that it's kind of hard to see from the front view, but all the detail I put in here with the painting of the fabric and the coloring, the rips actually look pretty nice. Definitely looks like a viney, swampy cloak that you'd imagine him to have. It actually does have the cuts in the bottom. It's not just straight. It's got your typical triangle cuts, but it looks really nice with the dangling material. And then one thing I found interesting, not sure if this is an intentional detail or not, no one's talked about this, but the sewing patterns on some of these actually are kind of reminiscent of knots in trees. You kind of see that. It almost looks like it's trying to blend in with the design of tree bark almost, which is kind of cool. Not totally sure if that was intentional or not, but just an awesome, awesome little detail on this guy. But besides the prop as he is in general, I want to get into just one little gripe I have with this guy, and it is my only complaint, and it's only on my model specifically, and some of you might have already picked it up. I made a post about this a couple days ago. His face is very, very, what would be the word? Improperly painted. How about let's put it that way? Something is wrong with this guy, and it's hard to say, but my guess is they either gave him too much of a black wash on the face, or they didn't on the job, but it's very easy to tell
that these two shades of orange are drastically different, and it even looks worse when its eye lights aren't on, because it doesn't illuminate the interior and give it a brighter orange glow. In fact, I'll turn it off in the next clip here. So as you can see, here it is without the eye lights, and it is even more noticeable, especially on the teeth here. I think they just gave his head too much of a black wash, and it's annoying too, because the back side of his head is just completely fine. It's only when you get to this side that they darken him up way too much, and it really, really irritated me when I first unboxed this guy. In fact, I did record a relatively thorough unboxing where I went over each part, but I just ended up converting it to a time lapse because my mic was being frustrating and it just didn't work. So it's a personal gripe. There's nothing against the prop as a whole. I have not seen any with a paint deformity this bad. It's just my model, and I was so tempted to return it, but as I previously said in the beginning of the video, this was the last one they had, and the closest Home Depot to me that would have them is a couple hours away, and it's just really just not worth the hassle. It's a minor gripe, and you know what? It makes mine more unique, and it's growing on me more and more each day. It does give him definitely more of a rotten pumpkin look, and almost dignifies his underbite, though he doesn't actually have an underbite. The paint kind of makes it look like that. I don't know. I like it, and it looks better with the hair. It looks a lot worse without the hair and covering, you know, the transition between the jaw and the top of the head here. At least this way, it looks like there might be a bit more fading to it, and this kind of looks more like a shaded area, maybe from the shadow of his hat. It looks wonderful at night. In fact, I think it probably looks better than the normally painted models at night. And I do like the fact it doesn't super highlight his eyebrows, which that's my only thing I don't like about his sculpt, is the eyebrows are very weird. But overall, this guy's just amazing. He comes with anything you need for a starter prop, just anything you need as a prop. Like I said, essentially outdoor rated, very well built. His speaker quality is actually incredibly good for pack. The audio is fantastic. There's 5 whole tracks. Not a lot of people are talking about this, but almost all Home Depot's props this year have 5 or more tracks, and that is amazing, because nothing's more annoying than having a cool character and having to play the same audio over and over and over again. At least if there's 5, there's a lot of variety. His paint job, except for my model, I'm sure no one else is going to have this problem, is just phenomenal. The plastic's great. Just durable, amazing. He also, some other things, he does come with a Try Me step button, which was, I also talked about in the unboxing, but not able to show it. But he actually does, I have it hooked up, it does come with a free Try Me button, and it's the same one I believe they use in stores. It's thick, it's durable. I probably wouldn't use it outside, because I imagine it's overly waterproof, but it's, I mean, like, this guy's the total package. He just comes with everything. It's a perfect starter prop for sure. It's just, I have no complaints. You know, for $150, $130, even when his face has been totally wrecked on my model, I still am very satisfied with my purchase. Quite tempted to just get a second one to compare what do you normally look like, but you know, there's other things at Home Depot I'd like to get this year. So with all that said, this was essentially my review, very short review, sorry about that, on the new for 2025 Home Depot Guardian of the Gourds. I love this guy. He's going to be a great addition to my Harvest Garden theme this year. And stay tuned for the rest of my 100 Nights to Halloween video. I'm sure there's going to be more unboxings coming right after this guy. Bye.